Hey everybody, welcome to the KetoMom page. My name is Stephanie and we are diving into Chazown. But before we dive into this book, I'm going to recap what we are doing, why we do this. Good morning. I actually haven't even made my mom fuel yet, so I'm going to shake up my ketones. But as you're tuning in, here's what I do. Here's what I want to say we. My husband isn't on today, so if you've been following along in my stories, if you just follow me at all, I traveled to Kentucky and I just got back on Saturday. So I was gone for a few days, got back on Saturday. We went to church yesterday. My husband left yesterday and now he's on a quick little trip. So when he gets back, so Thursday it'll be both of us. So if you're like, some of you have your husbands tune in, some of you love the ping pong back and forth. My husband usually does a live every morning, or has for a while, with me, so he'll be back on Thursday if you're watching live. So good morning Stacy. I love it. I see you. Where are you tuning in from? So I am in Minnesota. The sun is shining. I am believing that it's going to be summer so soon because Minnesota usually goes from winter to summer. So, all right, here is what we do on the KetoMom page. Are you ready? Where are you tuning in from? And tell me one thing you're thankful for. So I started this about a year ago. We're going through books. And so I've realized, and I have been taught, and I actually have this, I told you this story already. There's so many things I want to share that I learned this last couple of days. But one thing, after years of working on my mindset and realizing the reason that most people fail, mainly they quit on their diet or their lifestyle or just wanting to feel better, is because they don't believe they can do it, or their mind tells them otherwise. They tell this repetitive story over and over in their head. They go around the same mountain all the time. They do a diet, they do really great for a little while, but then they self-sabotage themselves. Has that ever been you? They say, you can't do it, you're not worthy. Why would you think that you can do it? Oh, it's just one cheat meal, and then they can't get back on track. So they've got so many self-sabotaging things in their mind over and over again. So about a year ago, I said, all right, I can teach people how to eat. Like if you're brand new here and you've never been to the KetoMom page before, you can go to ketomomsecrets.com and there's a blog and there are so many recipes for you to get started with, right? I'm actually going to shake up my ketones right now. Look at this cute cup that my friend Tiffany made me. Isn't it adorable? I love it. So I need you to know this. For 6 years, all I did was post recipes and do lives and share food. Super great. It's great for you to know net carbs and total carbs. It's great for you to know how much water you should be drinking or moving your body. And after 6 years, I had people coming back over and over, going around the same mountain, self-sabotaging themselves over and over again because they didn't have this right. So a year ago, I said, all right, I'm going to get up in the morning and I am going to go through a book. I'm going to go through a book and I'm just going to help you understand the power of your mind, because you're not just here for fat loss. Like some of you might be like, I just want some fat loss. But my hope is that you can be here and be inspired to be a better you, right? Like fat loss is great. And a lot of you, that's your goal right now. But there's more to you than your weight. Did you know that? There's more to you than, I bet you've got dreams and goals and visions. I bet you have things that you want to accomplish in your life. And it might just be the physical way that you look or feel that is keeping you from going after the desires of your heart, the things that you long to do, the things that you were created for. So if you're brand new, I share keto recipes, tips, and tricks and ideas all day long. On here, on Instagram, KetoMom Secrets, on TikTok, KetoMom Secrets. I think everything is shared on YouTube. It's all over. There's no secret to this diet or lifestyle, right? You just have to do it. You can plug in, you can message me, you can ask questions. If you ever want to try my mom fuel, It's incredible. You can post mom fuel in the comments. If you need a foods list, you can post food in the comments just to get you started. But in the mornings, we're going to work on your mindset. And so we've gone through so many different books. And right now we're going through something called Chazown. And all that is discovering and pursuing God's purpose for your life. We're going to talk about, and if you play full out, and if you actually put this to work, you're going to be writing things down like your core values. Like we just talked about core values this last week. What are your core values? What is something burning? Like, what do you value? Like our family values health. Our family values the fact that we can be generous. We love to be hospitable in our home. I really value my marriage. I really value helping people become better parents. Like I love to help people in marriage, in parenting, in home. There's so many things that I value. This book is going to help understand, because most people are like, okay, once you've been here for a while, they're like, I do have a purpose. I do have a meaning. I do long to do things, right? Or are you just letting every day slip by? Do you let your day own you? Do you let your work own you? Do you come home? Do you wake up with an excitement for life? Do you come home from work and just hop on the couch and just exist? We're not meant to just exist, right? So we're gonna start back up on the book. Are you ready? Who has this book, by the way? It's so good. And this is so good. Love it. Uh-oh. I wonder where I started. Okay. I know where I started. Some of you have the book and you're following along. Some of you are just tuning in, which is great. We are on, if you want to listen, here's what I want you to understand. We're on page 38. You don't have to have the book. I'm going to give you the highlights to help you start thinking, to help you start believing in yourself, to help you start realizing that you are more than a number on a scale. You will get there. If you stay focused, if you do the work over time, you will get to where you want to go. Remember, the only way you fail is if you quit, right? So we're talking about values. And he says, if money were no object, what would you do for the rest of your life? I would love to know. Like, do you have a passion or a burning desire? If money wasn't an object, what would you do for the rest of your life? Because that's probably something that you're called to do, whether it's a ministry or it might be a hobby or it might be something that you volunteer for. Maybe it's a job switch or a career switch later. But if money wasn't an object, what is something that you would do? It's a great question to ask yourself. So there's so many stories he tells you. I'm not going to read all of them, but he says, what do you treasure? What do you stand for? What would you fight for? What do you know is so important that you would let go of everything else in order to grasp it? God has put those personal core values deep inside of your heart. It's time to know exactly what they are. So he talks about writing out your core values, just writing them down so you can have a good visual for them. All right, next page. He tells a ton of stories. I'm not going to read all of them, but he tells a story of a girl who some of her gifts and her talents or values are giving. She loves to be a servant. So it's just figuring out who you are. All right. Doing is believing. The first question may seem too simple, but it's super important. What do you absolutely love to do? Remember, right now, you're more than a number on a scale. And while fat loss might be a goal you're going after, you have gifts and talents that the world needs. You might be going, what in the world? I didn't know I was going to come and get a little inspirational speech today. You probably need it. If you're here, you probably need something that's going to be said. And if you actually take it to heart and, I don't know what you're ordering, Catherine. Catherine, what are you ordering? If it's mom fuel, post ketones below and I'll chat with you. All right. What do you absolutely love to do? Do you enjoy leading, serving, encouraging, helping, giving, making others people happy, giving advice? What do you love to do? Oh, the book. I was like, yeah. It is on Amazon. Super great. You can get it probably at a lot of bookstores. You're so great. So, impact, which leads us to the second question. What do you do that has a significant impact on people's lives? He says, your gifts may seem insignificant. Your gifts may seem insignificant. Such a funny word to me. It sounds funny coming out of my mouth. Your gifts may seem insignificant, but not to others. What do you often do that is a blessing to other people? What do you do that what do you secretly believe that you can do, but you've never tried to do? We are digging in and helping you figure out you. What are you called to do? You're not called to sit on the couch and be a couch potato and let the television tell you a vision for your life. Have you guys ever heard that? The television, like it tells you, television, like it's telling you what you should believe, which is not good. It's time to think and go, all right, I am created for more. I do have passions. I do have dreams. I do have things that I love, I am passionate about, I am gifted at, that I need to start sharing with other people. So he says, be honest with yourself. It's time to dream big. It's time to try. You won't know if you don't try. The best way to discover your gifts is to start doing something. If it's a particular ministry that looks like you'd like to be a part of, it's likely that your gifts are in that arena. And don't be afraid to try some new things. If you think that you can make a difference, maybe God is trying to tell you something. Give it a try. What are you waiting for? Oh, there's so many things we could talk about. Honestly, he just tells so many stories. So many stories. Okay. I'm probably not going to read all this right now. I would love for you, if you didn't tune in a couple days ago, or if you have no idea what we're talking about, I would love for you to just take today. And if you want to grab the book, you should grab the book and go through it. If you don't, tune in here, but start thinking about the gifts that you have, the talents that you have, the things that you're passionate about, your core values. Write them down on a Post-it note, because he's going to start helping you create like an understanding of between your values, your gifts and talents, the things God made you to do. There's a calling on your life. Maybe you're here and you're like, I want to get healthy, and maybe your calling is to help other people do the same. Have you ever thought about that? You're like, yeah, right now I'm just passionate about losing 50 pounds. No, but are you really passionate about it? Like, do you love to learn? Do you love to understand why your body works the way it does? Maybe you're passionate about helping other people reach their health and fitness goals. Whatever it is, don't be afraid to chase those dreams, desires, the things that you know you're good at. Maybe nobody else knows. Those secret desires inside of you that you're like, if I could do this, I would. But if money wasn't an option, is there any way you could just start? What is it? So this is the book. We are going to continue to go on. We'll continue tomorrow. This next part was a lot. I circled the whole chapter, so I probably have to read all of it. So we're going to continue on. And just so you know, if you've ever read a book in the past that you're like, this would be great for the KetoMom community. We've gone through the book Atomic Habits twice, The Miracle Morning. We've gone through The Dream Giver. We haven't. We've done The Traveler's Gift. We've gone through so many great books. And my hope is to get your mindset to help you understand that, remember this phrase, as I think, so I feel, as I feel, so I do, as I do, so I have. If you didn't listen to the live I did a couple days ago, I'm going to share 2 more stories and I'm done. If you didn't listen to the live 2 days ago, one of them was, I said a football team, but I was corrected. It was a basketball team that was training for 8 weeks, training for basketball. They took the team, split them into 4 groups. One group only focused on fundamentals, training, skills, like building their muscles, working out, right? So one group worked everything they needed to do on their athleticism, right? And the skills. One group worked on their skills, their basketball skills, and 20% mindset and visualization. They visualized. The next group did 50-50. 50% visualization and mindset, 50% skills and training. The last group did 100% visualization and mindset. Which group did the best after 8 weeks? And I'll just tell you, it was the 100% mindset, 100% visualization in basketball. Beat all of the skills. They learned how to believe they could do it. They started visualizing how they could see things. Like, it starts right here. When you wake up in the morning, do you see yourself having a good day? Are you thankful? Are you grateful? Do you wake up with an excitement that starts here with, I get to go to work. I get to take my kids to school. I get to go be an encouragement. I get to go move my body. I get to work out. The thoughts that you run through your mind is what is going to determine the outcomes and if you achieve your goals or not. I know it sounds like maybe you've heard of this a lot and you're like, yeah, I don't know, or maybe you've never really focused on your mindset, but I can promise you, hands down, those of you who believe you can reach your goals and you're really truly striving after them will eventually reach them. Those of you who wake up with a negative attitude, with a I have to mentality, with a constant negativity towards yourself and others, those of you who wake up and you're constantly barking at your spouse and your kids, running out the door without a vision or a purpose because you don't get up because you hit the snooze 5 times, you're not going to reach those goals. Your mindset is important. The way you think about yourself and others is important. There was a story told this week, and I forgot. My family and I have actually done this. Have you guys ever heard of the rice jars, where you put rice in different jars and you put them around your house and you speak? There's 3 of them. You speak positively to one of the jars. You put rice in a glass jar. You speak negatively to another jar. They're in different rooms, and you ignore another jar. And we did it for weeks. I don't remember. You can actually Google this. You can Google and you can go rice, power of words and rice experiment. I'll have to find it. So we did this years ago, probably 10 years ago. And so we put white rice in the jar, and the jar that we spoke positive words to over the course of weeks had the least mold in the jar when we were done. The jar that we spoke negative to, and it was my kids, they were little, I don't like you, and you're not good enough, right? Things you could do however bad you want to speak to that jar, had the most mold, and the jar that we ignored had the middle. We had somebody share a story with us this last couple days ago about plants, and she was like, I can't ever, my plants keep dying. I don't have a green thumb. I want to grow plants. And her mom was so every plant she got, they were dying. And her mom said, hey, her name was Keisha. She said, Keisha, have you ever thought about talking to your plants? And she started talking to them. She's her mom said, they will grow. You need to speak to them, speak encouraging words to them. The same as the rice. And as you speak to those plants, they will grow. Your words are so powerful. The things that you are called to do are super important, but it starts with you believing that you can do it, right? And oftentimes, have you ever thought, if you believe your words are powerful and your mindset is important, and that our words, if they can create mold in rice or a plant to die, what your words, the words that you're speaking over yourself, let's not even talking about anybody else right now. I hope that you are kind to people, because your words either bring people up or bring people down. But all I'm going to talk about right now is you. You're the rice jar and you're the plant. And I would really encourage you to take a self-assessment and think and just be aware of the words that you're thinking about yourself and the words that you're speaking over yourself, because you're either going to grow mold or die. Meaning your self-esteem, the way you look at yourself. Your words are so powerful. And the first person that truly destroys you is you. If you're the rice jar, if you're the plant, like look at yourself in the mirror and maybe you should reassess the words you're saying. You should start being like, listen, we can talk all day long about the things that you are called to do, but if you are self-sabotaging yourself with your words and the things that you believe about yourself, then you are going to ultimately long-term be right. So, if all you do today is think about the power of the rice jar, right? Yes, you can message me any questions that you have. If you've got a question, I don't care if it's about fat loss or reading or ketones or fuel or homeschooling, whatever it is, send me a message. Somebody just asked if they could message me. So today, your visualization is, am I going to be a rice jar full of mold because I speak negatively over myself, or am I going to be a rice jar that is, it had some, but the least amount, right? Naturally, it's food and sat in a jar for a long time. Am I going to be the plant that's going to wither up and die, or am I going to be the plant that's thriving because I'm speaking positively over myself? I'm fueling my mindset with things that are going to help me believe and take action on the things that I'm called to do. When we're done focusing on you right now, eventually we're going to get to, what are you speaking over your kids or your life or your job or your spouse? Your words are powerful. The things that you are called to do, people need you. But we first got to get this mindset right in order for you to take some serious action on your life. So, with that, rice jar, plant, basketball team, your mind is powerful. As I think, so I feel. As I feel, so I do. As I do, so I have. You have today, because of the actions that you took, which is the results of the feelings that you had, which starts in your mindset, negative or positive. So I hope you guys have an incredible day. I'm always here to help. So I say this every time. If you need a foods list, if you're just getting started, if you're like, mindset's great, I'll work on that, and I want to lose some fat, post food in the comments. If you've never tried ketones, super helpful. It's a tool. Post mom fuel. It's not just for moms. You can post ketones or mom fuel in the comments and we'll chat. Otherwise, send me a message. I hope you have an incredible day. I appreciate you all, and we'll talk to you soon.